Hey guys, welcome to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video. Today we're going to be going over 3 absolutely crazy glitches. The ridiculous stuff you're seeing on screen right now, yeah, this is what I'm going to teach you how to do today. And you're going to want to watch till the end because I have 3 different glitches to show you guys. We all know by now that Scarlet and Violet have had pretty buggy releases. And I'm willing to bet that you've probably seen some pretty funny glitch compilations online so far. But most of them don't show you how to do the glitches, so I wanted to make an in-depth tutorial guide for you guys. Alright, that's enough rambling for me, let's get into the glitches. Alright, this first glitch can actually be performed in many different places, but the easiest place I think to learn it for the first time is in Zapapico Town, which is right here on the map. Once you fly here, you're going to want to come over to these brick planters that have trees in them. If you've been playing the game for a while, you probably know that Miraidon and Koraidon can get into this position where their feet are up in the air when they're stuck on something. But you actually can do a glitch to perpetuate this position and go wherever you want. It's actually surprisingly easy to trigger this, and especially on these brick planters. All you need to do is to ride up on the planter and then continue holding forward on the joystick as you go off the edge. It'll probably take a few attempts, but pretty soon you'll be stuck in that position when you come off, and then you can continue moving Koraidon or Miraidon. You'll need to continue moving because if you lose momentum, the game will fade to black and your character will reset. Once you get a feel for it there, the next best place I love to do it is at the Yuva Academy. The setup for it here is slightly more tricky, but you're able to go much faster here than Zapapico for some reason. One really annoying thing about this glitch though is it feels like there's invisible walls every so often that you'll run into. The Academy wall I just triggered it on is not the best because you'll always get stuck on an invisible wall if you do it right there. This spot around the side is a lot better because there's not as many invisible walls you'll run into. Maybe a better way to think of it is actually lips on the ground rather than invisible walls. It's kind of like even the tiniest little bump in the ground is too high for you to get over without using a jump. After messing around with this for a lot of hours though, I have found that if you can build up enough speed, a lot of times you can get past these invisible wall lips. But let's talk about how to actually activate this glitch at the Academy. What you'll want to do is drive towards a wall and then jump at it. The goal is to make contact with the wall at the apex of your jump. And then, even after touching the wall, continue holding forward to activate the glitch. It's a tiny bit tricky to get it to work for your first time, so if you're jumping at the wall and nothing's happening, just keep trying it over and over. All it comes down to really is your timing and your spacing from the wall. From the tests I've done, it seems that the speed boost doesn't have anything to do with it. You can do it with or without using your speed boost. But one thing I'm not sure about is if you have to have all the upgrades for Koraidon or Miraidon for it to activate. I first discovered the glitch after I had already completed all the upgrades. I do have a theory that the reason that this glitch activates is because you're jumping at a wall that can't be climbed up. But because you do it at a certain timing, the game is trying to figure out if you can climb up that wall or not, so it permanently gets you stuck in this position. I don't know if that theory is correct or not. I have not tested this glitch on a profile where Koraidon and Miraidon do not have their upgrades. And as you just saw, you can even activate it right to the side of the front door of the Academy. Once I started messing around with this, my goal became to get past the front entrance and go down the stairs and into the main plaza of Mesa Goza. The problem with that idea was that there's so many invisible bumps that you run into when you're trying to exit the courtyard of the Academy. Even this giant circle in front of the stairs is like one giant bump. And like you saw just right there, sometimes when you bump into little objects, all of a sudden Miraidon's feet will go down and you'll go back into your regular position. So I decided the only thing that I could do was try to build up as much speed as possible to get over all of the invisible bumps. And as far as I can tell, guys, I think the only button that you can press once you're into this position is the jump button. And if you press that, you'll jump upwards and then go into a glide, which will cancel the animation. It ended up being a pretty long and painful process, honestly. And this was my best attempt. I'll speed it up for you guys because it was pretty long. The thing that frustrates me is I know it's gotta be possible. I'd love to see you guys try it out for yourselves and let me know if you're able to figure out a way to do it. And like I said before, this isn't the only location you can do it. I even did it on accident on these rooftops while I was recording this. Alright guys, we're going to move on to the second glitch. And for this one, we're going to want to go to Cortondo Town, which is right here on the map. Alright, once you get here, head on over to the Rocket League arena. Or I mean, the egg soccer game? Either way, this egg is one of the most glitchy things in this game because of its physics. There's actually multiple glitches we can do with it. The first one is going to involve putting a Pokemon inside of the egg. In this case, I'm going to use Cacturne because I've found that he works pretty well for this. All you need to do is get about this far away from the egg and then press ZR to throw your Pokemon. If you get the distance correct, they'll spawn inside of the ball and be stuck there. From there, it's pretty hilarious, honestly. You can just run into them and bump them or jump or do whatever you want to get them flying up into the air. And then depending on the Pokemon's size and their run animation, they may be able to fly high up into the air inside the egg all by themselves. I tested this on about 20 Pokemon, and it actually does matter what Pokemon you use. Some work much better for this than others. Oh hey buddy, wasn't that fun? What the heck, man? You can even bounce them around without Miraidon. And I just love it when they completely spaz out and just fly off into space. Obviously this glitch is not really useful, but it is just absolutely wild. So generally you want to use medium-sized Pokemon for this, because large Pokemon are so big that when you throw them, they'll just float right up through the top of it, and small Pokemon just don't move around all that much inside of it. Sometimes you can get a big Pokemon caught in it, but they'll usually get out pretty quick. But out of the 20 Pokemon I tested, the one that worked by far the best was Lucario. I think he's just the perfect size where he fills up most of the egg but still can't get out of it very easily, and because he's such a fast Pokemon when he's running, it just makes the egg go berserk. So if you're looking for a Pokemon that will for sure work for this glitch, I would recommend trying out Lucario. But your Pokemon's not the only thing that can get stuck in this egg. You can also get yourself stuck. The easiest way to do this is to start the mini game and then get the egg up against a tall wall and get it facing sideways. Once you have it pinned well between yourself and the wall, press the plus button to pull out Miraidon, and hopefully you'll get stuck inside of it. Just like the last glitch, this can be a bit picky, so just keep trying it over and over up against a wall and eventually when you spawn Miraidon, you'll get stuck inside of it. You can also sometimes get the egg stuck inside of the ground or walls, which is what happened right here. If that happens, you can just reset the minigame. As you can see, you can do it outside of the minigame as well. It's just a little bit harder. And when doing this glitch, results may vary. It's pretty hard to stay inside of the egg, which is the main problem. I'm not very good at doing it, but if you get the circumstances just right, you can actually kind of fly when you're inside of it. Or, after Miraidon gets you stuck, you can hit the plus button a second time and become the egg yourself for a short time. Alright guys, for the last glitch, we have something I like to call Pokemon teleporting. I actually covered how to do this in my last video, more in depth, so if you'd like to see how to do it, make sure you watch that one as well. But essentially it allows you to skip past things like tall ledges or rivers before you have your Miraidon or Koraidon upgrades. All you have to do is find a Pokemon that's up on the top of the ledge or across the river, and then hold the ZL button to target them, and press the ZR button to throw your Pokemon and activate a battle. If you do it correctly, you'll be teleported up to that Pokemon for the battle, which is really good for early game skips and speedruns. And there you have it guys, 3 glitches in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that you can try out yourself right now. Hitting the like button would really help me out, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about these glitches in the comments below. I really enjoy making these guides and tutorials, so hitting the subscribe button will allow you to be updated when I upload new ones. Thanks guys!